Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy. Love, light, and positivity from me to you, setting waves all the time. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about boundaries because even though you may set your boundaries, even though you may articulate your boundaries and you show your boundaries, don't be surprised if those same forces that you had to set boundaries with don't try to come in through the back door or the side door with a heart tug or a story to pull you into a deceptive road, right? And when I say deceptive, not so much the other trying to put one over on you, but they kind of are when you set your boundaries and they come and say, can you give me anyway? Whether it's your time, your energy, your finances, your help, fixing a situation, maybe to provide clarity that they didn't see. But what you need to understand is that although some things may sound or seem that they're not so detrimental, if you were to relax your boundary and, initiate what was, sought of you, then there's always going to be another time and another time and another time. And every time that your boundaries are tested, it's going to come with a stronger desire of the other. So, what that generally means to me is that it may start off with a small ask, to test your boundary, and depending upon if you waver or not, right? Then the next time they come for the second ask, it's going to be a little bit more intensive. And then, you might start to feel a certain way when your boundaries are continually pushed by the other, all because you thought that the one boundary that you let slide was an insignificant boundary, and it turned out that it was the catalyst for the continued attempts on your boundary, come the future. And that will happen. And I know that will happen. I've lived that storyline way too many times. And I could tell you that when I finally decided that, there is no going through that boundary, no matter how small, no matter how consequential, that leaves the other to actually rely on their own selves. The same thing that maybe you had to do your entire life. Maybe you didn't have somebody to bail you out of trouble or give you a lifeline. I know I never did. And I know that my lifeline was always me. There was never anybody in my corner that was willing to, walk my path with me, or at least, a piece of it. They just wanted to watch and to say, that's exhausting. But really, it wasn't exhausting because I chose. I made a choice a long time ago, and I chose to do what was the best scenario. Maybe not so much for me, but for the people that I cared the most about. And that led me to enabling people. You know, over the years, you start to fall into a pattern, and that's not a bad thing. Don't beat yourself up if you're in that pattern, because we all have to go through a series of events that will lead us to wanting to accept change in our life, wanting to enforce the boundaries that we know intuitively will provide us the best firm structure, to build on. Because then we know intuitively or through our spirit guides or the divine or the ultimate one, that our path is actually the path that we were meant to be on because it feels right. And that doesn't mean that just because you feel right where you are, that other people aren't going to try to test your boundaries. That happens quite often. And that's because, for whatever reason, lower dense energy, people who have not yet evolved onto their spiritual path, mostly, right? They, see that the work is intensive, and they see that it's going to take time, and they see that it's going to be an effort, and that the choice has got to be um, protected and honored, every moment of your day, because that's that's the way of ascension. You choose and then you follow through, and then you pivot and you adjust, and you go to your intuition and your spirit team for guidance, because you may not be familiar where you are, and that's the best place for you to be, is unfamiliar territory. That means that you're walking your true path, and it unfolds for you as you complete the challenges that may or will come your way, to show what type of um, courage, stamina, you know, inner compass that you have, and what you value is important. And peace of mind to me is the most important thing that I could ever ask for or receive. And that's when I know that the road I'm walking is the right road for me. And by allowing others to walk their road, by figuring out their own issues, will give them growth and enlightenment, so that they have also a firm structure to build upon. So when you make your boundaries, right, regardless of what they are, whether it's to another person, place, thing, or even, internally, where it's you decided to reform your old ego and make it a better version of how you want to carry and present yourself, right? Don't be discouraged if boundaries are tested. Stay firm with them, even the little ones, because you don't want to get involved in a road where diversity can easily pull you back by providing you a false illusion concerning the boundary that you let slide or collapse just for that small little thing. So be very aware of what choices that you make, how you proceed, and the direction in which you want to go. And high vibration will carry you so much further than what you thought you could do on your own. So when you start walking your blind path on your destined journey, thank your spirit team for lighting and illuminating your way, because that's what they're there for, to remind you that you have courage and strength and determination, and that with the choice of motivating in a positive manner your inner psyche, your inner child, your higher consciousness, to lead you in 3D form to where you are always meant to be. I cannot wait to hear where your journey takes you. I know that my journey is bringing me to places that I only imagined. And with that, I am fully stepping into whatever may be on my path. Because I know with my vibration high and love in my heart and my choice to continue on a forward path, seeing everything, feeling everything, being a part of everything, energetically sending love, light, and positivity to everyone, to everything, to give you the courage to keep your boundaries, to let your path soar and your future unfold naturally at your feet. My lovely collective, I am so super elated to be able to provide enlightenment, divinely guided, for both of us, for all of us, for each of us, because I'm included. I always ask, what's the message that I need to hear or that the collective would benefit from? And I was reminded about boundaries and to pass that information forward. Sometimes we just need to hear it, even though we feel it and we know it. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be your beacon of light, your trumpet, if you will, singing out messages, divinely guided, that will benefit everyone, everything. Stay positive. I love you. Blessed be.